Hello,
Hello, is this like a fireside chat?
and welcome to the Off the Cuff podcast. I'm Justin Deweese. This is my befuddled wife, Ashley Deweese,
What is
who is
befuddled?
100% going to have to look that word up when we're done with this podcast.
I mean, befuddled, like confused,
On brand.
right? That's what that means.
Yes.
Befuddled, like
Yep. Good
confused.
job.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
Context.
Working it out.
Hmm.
Well, and listen, that's important, right? Context.
Oh boy.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, a lot of times our son will hear a word that he doesn't know, which are a lot of words because he doesn't like reading like his sister does. And he'll be like, "What does that word mean?" And I'm like, think about where it was used and how it was used. Can you like puzzle out the general meaning of it? Like, is that going to be the Webster's Dictionary perfect definition? No,
I think his brain works differently, right? Like
that's for
I
sure.
think well, we've talked to him before about like does he see images of words and things when people are talking in his brain and like he does a little bit, but not I don't think he does like he says not really.
Right.
So I think also when it comes to words, I think he's one of those people that like it's like this is the word, this is the definition, as opposed to like being able to figure it out
Sure.
based upon the context around it. I just think his brain is wired a little differently.
Hashtag disappointment. But we play the cards that were dealt in life,
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm getting at. How you feeling?
I'm good. I feel good today.
Last
I
week you were a little bit of a train wreck.
think that I don't know. I think it started again, speaking of our son, I blame him because it was after he was all sniffly like the day before a cross country race. And then we went to the cross country race. And then I came home and I was all sniffly and whatnot. And then from there, we just had kind of a full practice, travel, game schedule stuff going on.
We
And
got after it.
I think my body finally was just like, hey,
Might want to chill.
need to slow down a little bit. So ultimately, I did, right?
You did. I was going to congratulate you, but obviously you're busy patting yourself on the back. Good heavens.
But yes, I'm feeling very good today.
Good.
Also helped we had a victory last night.
Always helps to hang the W.
It does. Does. You know. How are you feeling?
Uh, you know, trucking right along.
That's
Just cruising on a Friday.
he said he was well, you didn't say it. Yesterday I said I had some rage to get out of the gym. This morning you didn't say it like that. But there was a group of teams, what probably how many of them are there? Five,
Or,
4 or 5. This is only the second
no, it's
time we
four.
this is only the second time we've seen them. And they came in. I won't make this very long. I'll try not to make it very long. They they came in the first time and then they did the same thing today, although they were more annoying today. And again, I'm all about youth going to the gym and working out. I want it to happen. At the same time, we need to teach some gym etiquette as well because these boys come in and one, they're loud. Two, they go around together and do one move at a time. So, which means there's 4 of them. So, when one is doing one move, the rest of them are sitting on like other machines around the machine they're working on. They get the exercise balls out, bounce them like a basketball, sit.
Because they're so damn lazy, they can't even stand up for an entire
Right.
hour.
They are on their phones, they're talking loud, like all of these things, right? So they were there today and I was kind of annoyed and I had texted him about it because I was about ready to, I needed the machine that they were on and they had already been on it for 2 different cycles. Like I'd been through 2 different sets on 2 different machines and they were still on this machine. And so I texted him, I was like, hey, I'm about to have to go over and kick these boys off the machine, which I did. Well, they finished their stuff, but I had to talk to them first. But he was like, please be as kind as possible because your kids need a dad. And I don't know if I can keep myself from punching someone this morning.
No, I said, I don't know if I'll be able to stop.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah. Yes.
But long story short, listen, we came home from the gym, zero homicides. So,
By either
it's
of
going
us.
to be a good
It's gonna be a
Friday.
great day. Yep.
And look, I'm with her. I'm all for kids going to the gym. I'm all for everybody going to the gym. I just need you to not do it when I do it. That's the bottom line. Because they don't re-rack their weights. People, the amount of obliviousness in most people just takes my breath away.
Well, and I think that's the issue. That's the issue for me, right? Because everybody's going to be like a newbie in situations.
Of
I mean,
course,
we were obviously it's been what, a year now since we got our gym membership and stopped working out
a
at
little
home.
over, but yes.
And it's not that we'd never worked out in gyms before, but for all intents and purposes, we were new to the gym. So my thing is when you're going to begin a new endeavor or even just do a one-off of something that's new, it's you need to do your due diligence to get yourself informed about just general guidelines type things. That's all we're talking about. Like when you're new to the gym, like what are the guidelines? Are there any rules? Definitely not walking in, like you own the place and just can do whatever. That's what frustrates me is people who maybe don't have it's new to them or maybe it's not new to them, they just don't care.
Well, and it's
That's what it seems like. They're not I don't feel like some of them like they're not respectful of the fact that other people are there
right.
focused to work out, etc. And they're just not being respectful of other people is what I have an issue with.
Well, and that's part of a problem or reflective of part of a problem in larger society, right? And I was thinking about that this morning that it's one of those dichotomy type situations, right? Because we come on here all the time and we tell you that you need to take care of yourself and you need to prioritize things for yourself and et cetera, which is absolutely true. The issue I see, or the way I perceive it, is that too many people are walking this earth living only for
Yes.
themselves. And they navigate every situation, every scenario as though
No one else exists.
they're the main character and we're all just extras in their movie.
Well, there's a difference between being focused on personal growth and just completely ignoring the fact that other people are a part of life.
Right.
And that's what's frustrating.
Yes. Because again, you know, like one of my things is the people that don't take their weights off the dang machine. I get it.
It's
Jim, Jerry, you moved the 200 pounds on whatever press or whatever, and you don't want to have to, oh my, the plates, you got to put them up.
taking the 45-pound plates off of the hip thrust machine after just completely exhausting myself. And in my brain, I was like, this is the last thing I want to do right now is lift this heavy weight to put it up. But like that's what you do.
Because like there are people that go to our gym. There's this older couple, Bob and Bob's wife. Bob introduced himself to us, so we know he's Bob. Never met the wife. She's there all the time. We say hi. Do you know her name?
But he knew our name and like ever since we introduced ourselves, every time he comes in, he's calls us by
Dude,
name.
dude's like the mayor of the gym. He
Right.
comes in,
It's awesome.
says hi to everybody, calls their name. Anyway, like they don't need to be lifting 45 pounds off a machine just so they can use it. That being said, full transparency here, because that's who we are. We don't hide behind a sheen of perfection and act like we don't do anything wrong. Because someone in this room,
I did not.
and it
No.
ain't the dog, someone in this room left two 45s and a 25 on the sitting calf machine this week.
Oh, did I really?
Crushing disappointment in the heart of her husband. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to tell you who did it.
Did I really?
Oh, you did. You walked right away from that machine. I was like, well, maybe she's not done. Maybe she'll come back.
Where did
Nope.
was I done with my workout? Where did
Nope. Just motored on.
my brain was
You're like, if they can do it, I can do it.
No, my brain must have just glitched because I don't ever do that. I mean, clearly I did it, but like I don't ever. I would feel so bad.
No, you're good about it.
That was one of the things today. Like after I went over to those boys and I was like, hey, I'm like, are you guys about done with this? That's how I said it too. And they're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And so two of them finished up, and then a third one went to clean it because that was the next thing. I was like, they are gonna finish these two sets, and then this whole little group is just gonna walk away from the machine without cleaning it. But the one little boy came
Oh no,
over.
he cleaned it. I
He
saw it.
cleaned it. He cleaned everything except where their hands were on it the entire time.
Well, they wash their hands every time they go to the bathroom. Why
Right.
you got to clean the hand
Sure
part?
they do. Sure they do. But yeah, I can't believe I did that. I don't even recall doing. Like I don't even recall it.
I just blacked out a little bit.
Must have.
Woke up at the next station.
Must have.
That's okay. We love you in spite of your few imperfections.
Well, I appreciate
It's a
that.
short list, gang. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, always proud of you. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, you said you had
I
something.
do.
Okay.
I'm giving you an
You
opportunity to
look
run
like
your
you have
trap.
something discussed where
Oh no. Oh
no,
no.
I don't have anything burning on the heart.
Great. Let's get a little deep and philosophical for a moment. I read something this week. This guy said, I'm gonna paraphrase crazily, sue me. He said, the past does not exist. That it's just not there. Because yes, things happened back yonder, but it's scientifically proven. And again, I'm not gonna link those articles either. Google it, that how we remember things that happened in the past change over time.
I can buy into that.
And so this guy was putting forth like the past just flat doesn't exist. You make it up. And so if you make it up, why not look at these things that you feel are holding you back or harming you or that you're carrying and reframe them in a way that can be useful for you?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like it's not the same, but ultimately getting at the same idea, which is stop letting stop letting the past impact your now, right? Which
Right.
then impacts your future. Peter Crone says, a lot of times we're like, oh, I wish this would have happened differently. Or what if this had gone this way? Then would this have happened and this had happened? And Peter Crone says it couldn't have happened any other way because it didn't.
Right.
So the reality is it happened and now here you are. So what are you doing now
Right.
to create what it is to come? And I think he even is, it's not even that like what we're doing, we're not even creating our future. I mean, we are, but the things that are happening in our life are happening so that we can break through to our highest self. So we create things that happen in our life, but whatever it is we're experiencing is only there to teach us lessons or help us to break through the restraints that we have upon us that are keeping us between who we are now and who we were designed to be.
Right.
It's completely free.
And if you're listening to this and going, you two knuckleheads don't have any idea what you're talking about, let me prove you wrong. I promise you, if you spent 10 minutes thinking about this, you will come up with scenarios where something happened in the past and you remembered a certain way, and then you sat down for a coffee or a chai latte or whatever garbage it is you drink with a friend, and you start hashing through old things and telling stories. And then you say, and remember when Scott said blah, 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 and your friend goes, Scott didn't say that. I said that. But you were locked in like, nope, Scott had said that. I promise you, you can come up with situations like that in your own life.
Well,
Don't hold back. Let it go.
I'm just saying, and then in that moment, you might consider like this thing that you have believed that Scott said had completely turned your world upside down, right? Like maybe you cut Scott out of your life. Maybe
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like all, or quit a job because Scott was still going to be employed there and they didn't let him go.
Right.
And now you're sitting down having this conversation and someone's like, that's not what happened. And you've made decisions in your life based upon that story of your past that you've been telling yourself, that now you're going like, oh, that may not actually have been true, yet I've let it be a driving force
Right.
in decisions I've made in my life, and now here we are.
And you can't let Scott do that to you
No, you can't.
because Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty didn't know you did that. You chose that.
I didn't at first, but
No.
as we were talking through, I'm like, oh man,
Perfect.
oh, tie a little bow on this thing.
No, and that is a little deep and it's a little, you know, it's
Well,
morning still. But yes. And even if for the people out there going like, yeah, but this is true. Okay. Even if what you believe about a certain situation or person from the past is absolutely 100% true. Is it helping you or hurting you to continue carrying that story and viewpoint?
right,
And I think that's kind of where like the ego comes in, right? Of do you want to be right or do you want to feel and live the way that you want to feel and live, right? Like, is it more important to you to hold on to that story and that truth, even if it's 100% true, and have it impact your life in a way that holds you back? Or is it more important to just be able to say, hey, I'm going to let that go because there's no place for it now for me?
well, I'll tell you right now, based on my life experience and dealing with other people, there's a whole lot of people that want to hold on to being right more than they want to choose the other path.
And I'm one of those people that struggle with that. I will raise my hand. It's challenging, and I think it. I want to sit here for a moment with this because I want people listening to be able to relate to this. I, for me, and I've had scenarios with friends, with family members, with business partners, uh, former relationships I was in, especially when like you feel like you've been wronged or significantly hurt by someone or a situation. For me, letting go of it has felt or being open to letting go of it has felt like, but if I do that, then I am letting them off the hook. Or I am somehow implying that there wasn't a wrongdoing or they
Right.
weren't in the wrong. I know I felt that way with my siblings. I felt that way with all these different, and so there is challenge in that because
Of course.
people like we want to feel seen, we want to be heard, we want to experience justice.
Right. We want to met out the cold bladed justice.
And so if I just let it go, if I just walk away from it, but even that therein lies a story, right? Because I'm telling myself a story around, hey, if you let this go,
Right.
then that's you saying, oh, that's okay what you did.
Right.
Or that's okay that you created pain for me. Or and again, that's a whole nother thing, did they create the pain or did I, we don't have to go there. But the point is, you know, that's a story that we tell ourselves is if I let this go, then I'm basically letting this person or thing off the hook. And maybe, but ultimately, by not choosing a different story, I keep myself tethered to that.
Right. You're only holding yourself down.
And so
Because
then the anger or the sadness or the fear that is attached to that gets to continually live inside of me and come along with me and be a barrier for what I really want, which is peace and joy
right.
and love and happiness.
It's very adult of you.
Thanks. Like I said, awareness is one thing.
Action is a whole nother ball of
Fully
wax.
stepping into what you are aware of can take a little bit longer.
Well, and this is, you know, what I find helpful is I try to look around the thing, right? And this drives her crazy. She hates when I do this because she'll say something like, I can't believe the blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, hey, maybe their motivation was this not evil thing. And she'll be like,
Well, I love it and hate it at the same time,
right,
right? Like, I hate it because when that's the first thing out of your mouth, I feel like I'm looking for some support here, right? Like I'm looking for I'm looking for support and validation, which goes into the other conversation of why should I need someone else's validation of how I feel or what I think? I should be able to validate that for myself and be okay with it. But number one, that's why I hate it is because in those types of moments, it feels like you're choosing their side over mine. You're
right,
choosing them over me, and I don't like that. At the same time, I love it because I am pretty aware at this point in the personal growth journey. And I know that what you're putting forward is accurate. And I know that what you're putting forward is a better, healthier way to look at a situation so that I don't harbor this rage or hurt or
right.
what have you.
And so back to point one, instead of viewing it through the frame of that a-hole has taken their side and he doesn't love me anymore, you could look at it from the frame of this dude cares so much for me that he doesn't want me to be needlessly worked up over the situation that I may not need to be worked up over.
That's very true.
Man, I am a veritable fountain of wisdom today.
Did you say meritable?
Veritable.
I don't know what veritable
I know. Listen, we got to start doing these things with note cards where you can
Right.
write some of these words down.
The new
And
things Ashley learned this week.
mainly I want that to happen because I want to watch her try to sound these out and spell them.
This is a game for him because this is not just, hey, I mean, this is his normal vernacular. You like that?
Wow.
The only reason I use the word vernacular is because I was a world history teacher and I had to teach what vernacular meant.
Anyway,
But this is how he speaks normally. It's his total truthful vocabulary. But this is a game for him. Like literally in his brain, he's thought a couple different times what word, and his brain works really fast. So it's not like it's taking up a bunch of time. But like he literally thinks, what word can I work in here that I know she's most likely not going to know? And you are full of, you know what? If
nope,
you
nope.
sit there and say, no, I don't.
I never do it intentionally. I promise.
Never.
Well, okay,
Okay.
not never, but very rarely do I do it intentionally. But oftentimes I will say something, and
And
the
you
minute
know,
that sentence is out of my mouth, my brain goes, well, you lost her. Circle back, Chief. You're going to have to pick her up.
I'm okay with that.
And then, you know, she sits there and she stares off into space for a little bit and tries to add 2 plus 2 to get 5. And I say, listen, honey, here's what it means. I'm thankful you're pretty.
You know, this is part of me that I've just embraced, and not from the standpoint of, oh, I can never change, but I'm just embracing it. Like there is a level of vocabulary that I just currently don't have. And maybe one day I will, maybe one day I won't, but that's just who I am. So I'm no longer embarrassed by it. Just like last night at our volleyball game, I went over to the score table. I went over to the score table to fix the lineup, and my shoes were like so sticky. It's like when you go into like a really nasty bathroom that they haven't cleaned, you know, and like the floor is sticky or whatever. And so I was over there filling up the lineup and I was moving my feet and it was so sticky in my brain. I was like, why?
Oh, I know where this is. Oh, my Lord.
I can't believe they haven't cleaned this, or what was spilled, or what happened during the process of this game that this is so sticky over here. And so I went back to the huddle with the girls and I was like, I'm like, that floor, you guys, is so sticky over there. And I looked over as they're looking over and I see it on the floor. And
And what do you see, honey?
They have one of those little square pad things that the athletes can put their feet on,
Clean off their
the
shoes.
shoes get a little traction on the floor. And I had been standing on it over there. So the floor was indeed super clean. I just had stood on the ticky tacky thing.
And that just feels like the perfect
It does.
spot to end this.
It does. We gave you a bunch of different things today, and if nothing more, we hopefully just put a smile on your face for, some of the shit showness that goes on in our
With
lives.
her. Oh, I can't believe you said the quiet part out loud.
Theo,
Love y'all. Come
see you
back
next week.
again.